Okay, I have finished making an assignment on Schoology, so I wanted to share how to go about assigning it to your classes. Here's all my 10 questions. Before I assign it, I'm going to just double check that all the settings are what I want them to be. So I've got my directions. That for this assignment, I personally do not want a time limit. I don't want the questions to be in a different order. The reason I don't want this is because the students have this particular assignment on paper. I just want Schoology, this assignment, to be used for them to submit their answers. That way they can get immediate feedback and I can get a grade. So I am just making sure that all my settings are what I want them to be. The reason you want to check everything before you assign them to your class, once you have assigned them to your courses, if you find a mistake, you need to go through each course and change the mistake per class. So if you have 45-minute classes, you have 6 sections that you have to go back through and change. So once you have the assignment how you want it, click up here on Actions, go to Copy to Course, and you will have to click on each individual section. So my first period, I'm going to put it in their Unit 5 daily practice folders. I'm going to set a due date. The due date is pre-filled out because when I made it originally on my conference class period, I set this due date. And so it autofills to what I had previously put on it. I'm going to change it to daily grade. That way it is graded. And then I'm going to move on to my next class. And I'm going to do this for all my classes. Yes, it is kind of a pain having to go through each individual class, especially if you find a mistake that you have to go through and fix. To be honest, this happens to me more often than I would like to admit. And more often than not, it is a student in my 6th period class who finds the mistake. So then I have to go through each class period and fix the mistake. Then I have to tell my team, hey, I made a mistake. Now you have to go through and fix it for each of your class periods. So definitely check that you have everything how you want it to be before you go through and assign it to each of your sections. Here we go. And voila. I also, once you get this sent, remember this is technology. Things don't always work the way you want it to work. Sometimes glitches happen. What I've found is that sometimes when I assign something to a class, it'll go to all of the classes except maybe 8th period or 6th period. I don't know why. 55.1, that's the one that I wanted, so it's there. While I'm thinking about it, when you're making an assignment or when you are assigning it to your class period, if you put a due date on it, then it will pop up over here on the right-hand side. So for example, right now, I have 2 Edpuzzle assignments that I've assigned to my students, and now this 55.1 writing equations. The due date is Friday, December 6th. If the date has already passed, or if you don't put a due date on it, it will not show up right here. The students can still get to it. They can click on wherever you put it, in this case, Unit 5 daily practice, or they can click on Over here, mine says gradebook because I'm the teacher and I have everybody's, but the students will say grades. And when they click on it, it will show them just their assignments, and then they can click on the ones that are open. I like to just set a due date on mine, that way it pops up over here. And even when they first sign into Schoology and they go to this homepage, all of their classes that have open assignments will show up right here.